Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is May the 3rd. It is National San Architect Day. I think that's like a computer script writing thing.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, someone should let me know. Also, National Lumpy Rug Day. I think that's a day to celebrate rugs that are lumpy. And if I'm wrong, somebody should let me know. It's actually other things, too, like National Garden Meditation Day, National Specially Able Pets Day, National Two Different Colored Shoes Day. Heidi celebrated that one time.
They were the same color, in my defense. They were just two different shoes.
Also, National Paranormal Day, National Chocolate Custard Day, National Raspberry Popover Day. That sounds delicious. National Textiles Day, National Montana Day, National Space Day, and School Lunch Hero Day. All of those things happening on this third day of May. Also coming up, I'm going to be visiting with Ian King about his book. His book's been out a little while now, but super excited to visit with him about Appetite for Definition, an A to Z guide to rock genres. It's a music lover's dream. We're going to chat about that coming up in the show.
If you have a drug problem, don't let it ruin your life. You can be in treatment as soon as tomorrow, and you can start to get clean in as little as 7 days. Take the first step to get drugs out of your life at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything, so you really have nothing to lose. Timeforrehab.com. Start your new life. You deserve it. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A survey by the International Council of Shopping Centers found 75% of Generation Z prefer shopping in stores over shopping online. So 75% of Generation Z, they like in-store shopping more than online shopping. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Generation Z, that is technically anybody from age 7 to age 22. So both of our children fall in Generation Z, Heidi. We're Gen X, by the way.
Okay.
There's a generation between us, Gen Y. Neither of our kids land in there.
Okay.
I just want to make sure we pointed that out. So the younger kids like shopping in stores more than they like shopping online. So that's good news for people who have local stores.
Absolutely.
Very cool. It's our surveys and studies and such, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
The average household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. If you find yourself in that position and you're making minimum payments, you could be in debt for a long time. Make sure you have the very best card with the very best rates at bettercreditcards.net. We work with different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net, bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
And this is your brain on drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A Polk County Sheriff's deputy arrested a Des Moines woman last week for bringing drugs into a jail.
Oh.
She was already being arrested, then she was arrested again. A big bag of methamphetamines fell out of the pants of a 56-year-old Deborah Ann Sly. She was turning herself in to the jail for outstanding warrants, earning her a nude charge. She reported to jail because of a warrant. It was issued for her arrest.
Yeah, when you go turn yourself in, you might want to empty your paraphernalia before
leave
you
the drugs
do so.
at home. Yeah. Anyway, they says here she failed to appear for a bond hearing, and then after that happened, she finally realized I better do the right thing and turn myself in. But it ended up going horribly wrong because during the intake process, a clear plastic bag with white crystal meth fell out of her pants onto the booking room floor. Boy, was she embarrassed.
Yikes. Boy,
Subtle.
is my face red.
Substance field tested for meth. She was charged with possession of a controlled substance, a serious misdemeanor for this mishap. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Two stories today, Heidi, both about the Jenner family. Kris Jenner is where we'll start. She revealed that Kim Kardashian's son, Saint, was hospitalized because he's allergic to grass. Well, that's not good. Can you imagine being allergic to grass?
No.
Like everywhere you go, you see grass. Well, that's not good. And then Kylie Jenner is also in the news. You know why?
Why?
she rented out a billboard in West Hollywood to wish Travis Scott a happy birthday.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, how's that news?
These people are in the news every single day.
I think they must have the best publicists in the world because they always have stories. They keep sending me stuff. Then I'm the dummy that keeps reading it.
Bro, that's kind of what I'm wondering.
Well, because I'm looking to see what else there is to read. I'm like, yeah, nothing. But there were 2 Jenner stories. I'm like, let's do them both. What the heck? Let's just do it. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If you can't have a drink without it leading to another drink and another drink, maybe it's time to get help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.net. Delta Airlines is in the news, Heidi. I don't know if I like this story. They're testing out coach class seats. Let's pause for a second. When we fly, do we fly coach or what do we fly?
Coach.
So what are the different classifications, considering you used to be a travel agent? So there's just the 2?
First class, business class, coach.
No, there's 3. So which one's the best?
First class.
Okay, and then the second best?
Oh, business class. But usually business class is only on international flights when they're large planes.
So most people probably fly coach then.
Most people.
I walk by the first class. There's like 6 seats up there usually. You walk by them and they always look so important and stuff. But they apparently are immune to this. Delta testing out coach class seats that recline even less than the ones they have right now.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
They hardly recline now.
Here's the thing I think is funny. We were on a flight. I don't know when this would have been. November, I think, is when it was. And the flight attendant was walking by, and she tapped my shoulder. She goes, "Can you put your seat up?" I was like, I think it is up.
I didn't even know it was back.
And she's like, "No, it's back." And I pushed the button, and I moved. And I don't think
not
the seat
even
moved.
an inch. It's like
And
tiny
she's like,
bit.
and she goes, "Thank you so much." She walked away. I'm like, did
that move?
Did the seat even move? I honestly don't think it moved. But
I know,
okay.
it's crazy.
Thank you for that huge change.
Okay, Delta.
So Delta, I'm not exactly sure.
I
what you're
am
gonna
not
do.
flying. I don't fly Delta.
Well,
ever.
I got nothing against Delta, and if it goes well with them, all the others will do it too.
Oh yeah.
But over the course of the last 20 years, those
why not
seats
just make
have
them then
gotten-
so they don't recline at all? I mean, what's the point?
We read a story about a plane that they were talking about taking the seats out and everybody would stand the whole time. I was like, that's got to be... I'm pretty sure that was a
can't be
joke.
accurate.
There's no way. But who knows if that's the way it's going to work. Maybe that's next. A survey by the European Congress found that obese people have a 70% higher risk of developing heart failure.
Do
really?
you think?
Who did this study?
Jeepers.
The European Congress. Well, why in the world... I don't know what you thought you were going to discover there, but I'm pretty sure most people were probably thinking that was probably the case. A Chicago prosecutor by the name of Kim Fox has been subpoenaed, Heidi.
Okay.
She needs to testify after she was accused of tampering with the Jussie Smollett case. So that whole thing is
I hope they go after that woman because what she did there, I believe. I mean, obviously, I'm not involved in it, but
Don't
it
know all
seems
the
to me that
details.
what she did was extremely fishy.
Yeah,
based on the evidence.
And that's the thing. If you know somebody and you're involved, you shouldn't get involved because, well, you know them. And there's just a lot of weird things that happen there that are hard to explain.
Yeah.
And when you get involved in something that's hard to explain, it's better if you just didn't do that. So I don't know what happened.
And
Maybe there was no
they've uncovered
wrongdoing.
text messages from her to her office staff that basically say, this guy's guilty of sin. I don't even know why I'm bothering to take this on. And then all of a sudden she drops charges.
All I know is they say, according to this, Jussie feels terrible about all this. He's just really beating himself up over it. I was trying to find a way to squeeze that in there.
Yeah.
Is that good? Is that
I
good?
like it.
Yeah.
I like
A new
that.
survey found that 1 in 9 women drink during pregnancy. Don't do that. It says right there it's not good. It says right on the bottles it says you're not to drink during pregnancy. It says on the cigarettes you're not supposed to smoke during pregnancy. I mean, I thought everybody knew that now, but 1 in 9 are still doing that. And one last story here. An Alabama woman was arrested for dialing 911 and claiming there's a robbery in progress and police need to get to the house right away. Here's what was really going on. She was trying to scare her cheating husband and his mistress. Whoa. She got herself in trouble over that deal. So what he was doing was wrong, but you certainly don't call 911 and fake a robbery.
Yep.
So bad idea. Thanks for listening to your Scoop of the Day on the John and Heidi Show.
Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Are you ready? If you plan to use a credit card while shopping, make sure you have the very best credit card for you. It's free to click around and see what we can do for you at bettercreditcards.net. We have options from many different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We got a special guest joining us today. We have Ian King. He is the author of a new book. It's called Appetite for Definition, an A to Z guide to rock genres. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Very good. Now, what got you interested in putting together this book?
Well, I've been a fan of rock music from, the age of 4 or 5, and I've been paying attention to genre since, I was probably around 11 was when I first became aware of the idea of genre within rock music itself. And after a life of listening to music and being a fan and starting to write about it after a certain amount of time, and just kind of got to a place where I could write a book, and I thought it might make an interesting subject to write about.
Now, you're a music writer. You've been writing about music for quite a while. Let's talk a little bit about what your background is there.
The first times I wrote about music, probably like high school, college papers, and then career-wise, I went into the world of book publishing and was kind of writing on my own, and I kind of found my way back to writing about music probably about 10 years ago, and I've been writing for different websites and publications since then.
That is awesome. Now, the book, Appetite for Definition, is this available right now, or where can people find this?
Absolutely, yes. It's available at Barnes & Noble, on Amazon, all over the place, bookstores, websites. It's available through the publisher, HarperCollins' own website. It's available everywhere.
So wherever fine books are sold.
Yes, that's the phrase.
There you go. Well, we'll throw a link online to help make it really easy to find as well. As you were putting this together and researching for the book, Appetite for Definition, were there any things that kind of surprised you, or is this kind of stuff, as a music writer, a lot of the stuff that you already kind of knew?
There wasn't much that's in the book that surprised me, just because these were things that I had been kind of cobbling together for quite a while. But the actual histories, there were. The genres themselves weren't a surprise, but sometimes the histories or the background information could be a surprise, because I didn't know the deeper stories behind every single one of these, because there are 216 genres in the book. I didn't know the deeper stories behind all of them. So, certain kinds of metal that I was only aware of but maybe wasn't a huge fan of, it was interesting to find out about those. Other genres that just I thought I maybe knew more, but there was a greater history to them, like folk. There are things about even folk rock from the 60s that I was surprised to find out about. There are some surprises for sure.
Well, very cool. As I'm reading here, it says part roadmap, part reference book, and part cultural history. I like that. That's really cool. But Appetite for Definition untangles the vast web of rock music. So that's kind of a cool way to put it right there. If people are big fans of rock, this sounds like it'd be a good thing to put on the Christmas list, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, Ian. I appreciate it a bunch.
Oh, thanks so much for having me on.
Again, our guest today, Ian King. The book is called Appetite for Definition, an A to Z guide to rock genres. We're going to throw a link in our show notes to make it really easy to find. You can find that at johnandheidishow.com.
If you have a drug problem, don't let it ruin your life. You can be in treatment as soon as tomorrow, and you can start to get clean in as little as 7 days. Take the first step to get drugs out of your life at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything, so you really have nothing to lose. Timeforrehab.com. Start your new life. You deserve it. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Humming is good for your sinuses.
Really?
I never thought of that. Apparently. It says, on the other hand, humming, while annoying to people around you trying to do work, is good to fight off a sinus infection, since keeping air flowing steadily between nasal cavities and sinuses is the key to preventing infection. Humming is an ideal way to keep healthy to keep them healthy, rather. One study found that humming resulted in a 15-fold increase in naval nitric oxide in the airflow. I don't know what any of that means, other than if you have even a slight thought that you might be getting a sinus infection, just hum.
That's interesting.
I don't know if I did that right. I think that was, I don't know. I'm going to have to work on that.
Wow.
Thanks for listening. Wow. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a very exciting edition on this Friday.
The average household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. If you find yourself in that position and you're making minimum payments, you could be in debt for a long time. Make sure you have the very best card with the very best rates at bettercreditcards.net. We work with different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net, bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Now, fear this. Time for fun with phobias. It's didascaleinophobia. I'm going to try that again.
You spell it?
Didascaleinophobia. Didascaleinophobia. Didascaleinophobia.
I have no idea.
Fear of going to school. So,
okay, yeah, who?
I don't know. Again, I don't make these up. I just try to read them, and I don't.
D-I-D-A-S-K?
Yeah, did ask ale in o phobia. I don't know what that means, but it's fear of going to school. Today's fun.
Now, if it would have been E-S-Q, I maybe would have guessed it, because, like, escuela, isn't that Spanish for school?
Sure. Let's go with that.
But A-S-K, that doesn't make any sense. What's that root word from?
Ask a question? I don't know. It's today's fun with phobias.
If you can't have a drink without it leading to another drink and another drink, maybe it's time to get help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. She found herself in quite a pickle, according to ABC News. North Carolina waitress was accused of tipping herself over $3,700 at a local eatery. Ooh. This story has me confused. I'm going to read it. You see if you pick out what I picked up.
Okay.
Police say that Leah Werman of Asheville, who works at Juicy Lucy's Burger Bar and Grill, fraudulently charged amounts ranging from $59.16 all the way up to $539.58 on 14 credit cards, totaling $3,734.28.
Okay.
The Asheville Citizen-Times newspaper reported, fortunately, none of the cards were from customers. They were prepaid visas that she personally purchased.
What?
Police have not released when the transactions occurred. Juicy Lucy's server allegedly fraudulent activity was spotted after she knowingly overcharged the cards. The Citizen-Times said Werman was set to appear in court yesterday. She faces 14 felony counts of obtaining property under false pretense. According to police, an investigation is ongoing.
But wouldn't she have just been overcharging herself?
That's kind of what I was thinking. So I don't understand.
That doesn't make any sense.
No. So these were her cards that she was charging herself and giving herself a tip. I don't really know what the mastermind plan.
Cards, then she bought them.
Exactly. I don't
unless she fraudulently got the prepaid cards.
That could be. So she got them under somebody else's name, maybe.
Right. I don't know.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, I'm confused as well.
It was weird news before I got confused, but then I was like, that is weird. That's weird news.
Thanks weird news.
For listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. State police say that a man wanted in Georgia led police on a 2-hour chase across 2 counties all the way into Indiana that ended just outside a cemetery after asking a homeowner to hide him from the authorities. Take a breath. This is a weird one. 29-year-old Jackson McClendon, Columbus, Georgia, was arrested Friday on charges of resisting law enforcement with a vehicle and reckless driving following a police chase that stretched across a couple of different counties. He was first spotted by a sergeant in a tan Chevy Corvette going 86 in a 70. So that's fast, but that's not like ridiculous
Well,
compared to.
I mean, it is, but
it is. It's speeding, but it's not like he was going 100 and something. Anyway, they tried to pull him over, and he exited the interstate, committed several traffic violations along the way. Then the officer lost track of the car. He eluded him a second time, or maybe it was a different officer, in the same way, in a different county. Anyway, they finally did catch the guy because he parked behind a house thinking that he was going to,
I'm camouflaged.
And he was asking the people who live there, hey, will you help me hide from the police? That's never a good plan.
No, because they're probably not going to
What are you, a killer? Yeah, come on in. Let's have some
Right.
lemonade. No, that's a bad idea. He got caught. Don't do that. It's today's moment of duh.
Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Are you ready? If you plan to use a credit card while shopping, make sure you have the very best credit card for you. It's free to click around and see what we can do for you at bettercreditcards.net. We have options from many different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Now, these three things. Heidi, tell me, what do these three things have in common? Flower, twin, bunk. You just put another word behind all of them.
Bed.
Yes, flower bed, twin bed, bunk bed. You're pretty darn good at this game, Heidi. Have you gotten any wrong lately? You've gotten them all right lately, haven't you?
Well, no, because I got the one wrong from yesterday.
Did you get one wrong yesterday? Yeah,
Because it was 4. The answer was they all have 4
that's
members.
right.
Yep,
Because
I
I
got
asked
that wrong.
if you would have known if I told you the Beatles, and you
Right.
said no.
I said no.
So what do these three things have in common? Bed, flower bed, twin bed, bunk bed. That's these three things.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.net. Take a listen to this. This is from the great state of Nebraska. A Nebraska cattle rancher was brought to tears by the kindness he received from his community. He lost his entire herd of cattle during the flood. So there was some terrible flooding just a few weeks back, and the Midwest was hit really, really hard. Todd Langcoast often visits Lolly Livestock Market in Macon, Mississippi, to not only sell his cattle, but also to help with the event. It says here, Blake Cobble, a good friend, shared what happened at the event last week. He says, one of my dear friends lost his whole herd, 27 head, of Watusi cattle in the flooding in Nebraska. During the Watusi sale, Macon, Missouri, is where they were at, the owners of the sale barn stopped the sale and brought him in to the sale ring and brought up a bull and donated the profits to him so he could build his herd back up. The person that bought the bull immediately donated the profits back again and resold the bull again.
Wow.
Shortly after that, a gentleman bought the bull, and it happened again. After that, they took donations for him. He said, I was shocked. Person after person stood up and donated $100, another 100,
Isn't
200.
that beautiful? I love
Couple more
that.
100. Went on for 20 minutes, 50 to 60 people. He said, I was trying to be strong, but he was trying to be strong, but I saw the tears flowing from his eyes.
Absolutely.
He said, this is how I know there's still so many good people in the world.
That's
in
so
total,
beautiful.
over $5,000 was raised for the
Wow.
gentleman that day. So it's a really cool story.
That's awesome.
And I'll tell you this. I grew up in an area where there were a lot of farmers, and there are some really great people out there who will band together. We read a story not too long ago about a gentleman in Iowa who passed away, and the corn was still in the field. And all of the neighbors, even before they got their own corn out of the field, they got his corn out of the field.
Yep.
and made sure that widow, his wife, had everything taken care of.
Yeah, that's
That
amazing.
is absolutely amazing. I love these stories. And I've got a link to this one in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.